Every now and again in life, you have something that's pretty life-changing that happens to you. I just didn't know it was going to be Provo, Utah that was that thing. This is going to be a cool story about how I was invited up to Provo, Utah and got lost in a good way.
You are Locked On West Virginia, your daily podcast on the West Virginia Mountaineers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, guys? My name is Mountaineer Paul. I am your host. This is Locked On West Virginia. What an odd day to be doing this, and I have to explain why. For those of you that have been expecting this video before now, I apologize. I'll explain why it took longer than I expected and all that. But before we do, let's get into the channel sponsor, as we have to give credit to Mazda. Right now with Mazda, like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights in this week's Moving the Game Forward with Mazda. Move and be moved. Thanks for making Locked On West Virginia your first listen, and for being a part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where we talk about your team, the Mountaineers, and maybe BYU today, every single day. All right, guys. So as a lot of you guys know, I was invited out to Utah. We're going to have a lot of footage to show here. I've worked really hard on it, trying to edit it to get it right. I bit off a lot more than I can chew. When it was all said and done, there was over 500 separate clips that I had to sift through, some of them as long as 20 minutes long. And I realized right away that I'd made a promise that I couldn't keep in the time frame that I'd thought I could keep it. And, I just kept plugging away at it on the side as best as I could. And then I decided the format that I wanted to do it under, which was a voiced over with some music, that kind of thing, wasn't going to happen either. And so to the people that brought me to Utah, even though you didn't ask for that, I felt like I told you I was going to do that. And so I do apologize for it not being exactly like I said it was going to be. But with that said, since I've gone there, I have undergone a bit of a transformation. It's really strange. And we'll get into that too. So I spent for those of you that are BYU centric, I probably spent 3 hours with Dave McCann last night on the phone. So, he's BYU TV, Sports Nation host. Well, it wasn't on the phone, it was really FaceTime like this. And there's a lot of things working on my heart right now, but we'll get to that here in just a minute too. So let's show you guys this trip that I took to Provo, Utah. And let me tell you guys right now, this is an amazing place to go. I wasn't sure what to expect. I knew it was going to be pretty, knew it was going to be a fun thing, but I certainly didn't know it was going to be what it became. So we'll show you guys starting from the beginning. And, this is the beginning. Actually, we had to hit play first. There's no sound to this so that I can talk over it, but these are just some clips. So obviously Mom and I started driving up, and the scenery, as you can see on the way, was just amazing. This is on the way through to Utah. The mountains are truly different than anything we could ever experience where we're from. And that's what this was. As you see here, we approach a tunnel. And watch the view when you come out on the other side of this tunnel. Just incredible, and we were really, it was breathtaking the entire way. I highly suggest taking the drive if you get time, if you have time. Flying in is great. Once you get to Provo, it's amazing. But I would just say this wasn't half bad. So let's pause it here for just a second. So I didn't do the video quite in order either. So we're going to show you guys the way I stitched it together. We're going to go with the stadium first. And this is not in order how I did the trip. So, but I just wanted to clarify that because there are probably those of you that are watching that'll be like, well, is this how it went? No, it didn't go exactly like this. They put me in a hotel room. Obviously, these people gave me a debit card, and it was literally on their dime. They brought me up there. They treated me like gold, and that's probably underselling it. It was truly an amazing experience. And as you can see here, this is where the Mountaineers will be playing tonight in LaBelle Edwards Stadium. Just an incredible environment to watch a football game and a beautiful place to watch a football game here. What an amazing seating. And so this will be a tough place for West Virginia to win tonight. Absolutely. I want to pause that there. Let's go back just a sec here. And locate a couple folks. There's McKenna. I can't remember. I think it's McKenna. This is Lee Adamson and Skyler Beltran as well, along with my mom, having a conversation, probably talking about food. No, I'm just kidding. Talking about something in the stadium from me. I think it was years ago, or maybe how big the stadium is. I can't remember exactly that conversation, but these three people were truly, these were all my go-tos while I was there. And like, they were this lady right here is what's on top of it, man. Everything that I needed, she was on it. Lee, I probably messaged a billion times while I was there for one reason or another. Truly an amazing guy. And all these people, and Skyler as well, which I'll get into more about him as well. But, these people, I think, you talk about when you meet people and you see a light in somebody or something that shines through somebody. These people were the people that kind of showed me the kind of love that you experience in a place like Provo. I was totally caught off guard by it, even though where I live there's nice people. I wasn't expecting to the just how people are there. It's just truly, and I'm not exaggerating, it's literally every person you meet. This is the visitors' locker room. So this is where the Mountaineers will be suiting up tonight. Really interesting. Obviously not made to be comfortable, but it's definitely not dirty or anything like that. It's probably small for 100 people. But yeah, so this is where the Mountaineers will be. Where we're at right here is probably where Rich Rod will be, walking around, pacing, yelling. LaBelle Edwards will probably have to cover his ears at some point in time. Brigham Young will have to cover his ears at some point in time, or Joseph Smith or whoever. So don't want them rolling over in their graves for sure. But as you can see, by the way, Rich Rodriguez did come up and meet LaBelle Edwards at a certain point in time and actually talk ball. So there is history there between the schools outside of different things. Now, that is their Hall of Fame, obviously. Jim McMahon, people like that. Very interesting. I didn't mean to go off of it. And this is up in the luxury suite. This is where, if you're wealthy, you get to go. This is where Skyler gets to go and Lee gets to go. So this is an incredible view of the field. I mean, it literally doesn't get better than this. This is an elite view. And I think this is what West Virginia is trying to get to. These suites aren't cheap, and you have to be able to build things like this onto an existing stadium. And West Virginia and BYU basically have identical stadium sizes. So, I think BYU 62 or 65, West Virginia's 62, 64, 5, somewhere in there. I mean, it's within a couple thousand seats. So, it's doable. I think West Virginia needs to take a page out of their book. Look how beautiful this stadium is. This is in the summer. This is right before fall prac camp started back. So, and that's not even including the best view in the Big 12 that you get whenever you're here. I mean, the mountains in the background, just incredible. It's truly it's an elite experience. I think I do eventually. I think I go down. I can't remember, but I was honored to be there and excited to be there. I'll be honest with you guys, I was struggling a little bit. It was like 100 degrees out that day. And this is another part of the trip that I kind of want to get into. So I took this trip at a time in my life when a lot of you guys know I just celebrated 6 years of sobriety. And I hadn't left my house a whole lot, which let's get this view really quick before we talk about this. I mean, is there a more picturesque view in the country? I mean, can you imagine sitting in a luxury box and watching a football game to this setting? It's as good as it gets in all the country. So BYU's nestled in this valley here, and there's just so much going on here. There's a reason that it's looked on as one of the elite places in college football. Let's go to break first. What we'll do next is let me turn that off. Let me stop sharing the screen really quick. So what we'll do is we'll go to break. We'll come back and we will talk a little bit more about this from where we were. We'll be right back here on Locked On West Virginia. This episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by our friends over at Mazda. Look, when it comes to Mazda, there are more to the game than just moving the game forward, and Mazda is moving the game forward. For those who do not believe, it's just not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, they move culture, and keep moving the game forward. Look, tonight's a big day, right? We need Khalil Wilkins. We need Ty Alberts to move the game forward. We need them to move the offensive line. We need them to win the football game. We need them to win the game somehow. Can they move the game forward like Mazda? Well, when you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. And of course, we can't forget about our friends over at DoorDash. And when it comes to DoorDash, it's pretty simple. It's almost the weekend. It's time to look back and crown this week's MVP. Who delivered? Powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more time every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. Let's break it down. For West Virginia, Khalil Wilkins delivered in a big way. I mean, in the fourth quarter of the game last week, he showed he was capable of running this offense and being a dynamo player in it. When the pressure was on, he came through, no hesitation and no delay. And if you've been watching him week after week, I think he's got the potential to be on a streak. I don't think it's a fluke. And Khalil Wilkins could do that. He's on a streak. So just like Khalil Wilkins delivered for West Virginia, DoorDash delivers your Saturdays. Just like with DoorDash Streaks, you save every Saturday you order. So stack it up all season, and you can save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Do us a favor and order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive and fuel your game day only with DoorDash, where terms apply. Promo code through 11/18. It's segment 2, and I don't have a do today. I'm drinking green tea, diet green tea at that, because, look, guys, I've got to lose weight. So we're trying. Okay, back to the video here. You know, I was talking about some things about this place that it's just an amazing place. It really is. This is an elite view. We'll hit play back on the video and roll on through. So there's more to Provo than the stadium, though, and we'll get there here in just a second as we admire just the amazing view. So I was invited here. Oh, here's Colani. Okay, let me pause this for just a second. So this is the father of Colani Sitake, Tom Sitake, who has an amazing story to tell. And I left the audio on for this because he is such a cool guy, and I had a really good time talking to him. And he was very honest about this. So a little backstory on Mr. Sitake and crew is they came to Provo from Hawaii and are Tongan in nature as a family. So, you know, they had to listen to the games outside of the stadium growing up, and then eventually were ruling from within the stadium as a family. They are the family of Provo. And it all starts with this guy right here. Tom Sitake is an elite warrior of a man with unshakable morals and an awesome storyteller. And I really enjoyed my time at breakfast here It was just an awesome experience. I want to say it's Sports Deli. Yeah, Ernie's Sports Deli. That's what it is. Ernie's. So I'd labeled the videos, but I forgot to label this one Ernie's. I labeled it Breakfast with Sitake. So I'll let you guys hear some of what he said here. But it was a great time. Really enjoyed my VIP moments here with him. Like this was it, and this everything bagel thing they have here. Oh my God! It was one of the best breakfast sandwiches I've ever had, and I'm not just saying that. It was truly good. But what I was saying to you before I get into this, I was invited up here during a moment in my life, and they found out when I got there where I hadn't been out of my house in a while. I mean, I go out to do things, but I was just getting my life together and had been, I've been 5 years clean, as a lot of y'all know. And so this happened at a time in my life when I think I needed it to happen. And it really impacted me. So we'll continue with the video. Listen to Mr. Sitake, though. He's got some cool stuff to say. So what he said was when West Virginia beat BYU so badly 2 years ago, Colani asked the team to stay back and sing Country Roads, which is true. It did happen. And he's talking about that. He's talking about how BYU was gracious enough to sing Country Roads with the Mountaineers, which is just not something every team does. So it was an awesome experience. And something that tells you a lot about this family, right? That they believe in respect and such things. Okay, so this is an experience that I obviously loved. This was at BYU TV. This is where Sports Nation is done. This is the producer. Really had an awesome time with this, and I'll give you guys a little peek behind the scenes at how these shows are made. So enjoy this. So it's a long conversation. I'm not going to make you guys watch it all, but here's the rest of BYU TV. Wayne Brady. John Legend. It's like a moving set back there. So here's so as you guys know, the last 2 days I've had both Jerem Jordan and Dave McCann on the show, and these are how I met these guys. So the last 2 days interview were with these gentlemen here from BYU Sports Nation and also BYU TV. These are elite personalities, so I felt very lucky to work with these talents. As you can see, guys, these are super nice people, right? I mean, they really are. They very much. And here's Dave, who was on. I talked to Dave for 3 hours or 2 hours after the show last night. Like, we had an incredible conversation. It was life changing for me, which I'll explain later. But here's Dave. I didn't realize that I was had his head cut off when I was filming this, so I apologize. I was still getting used to the GoPro. So, obviously great situation there. And then last but not least at BYU TV was this um little backdrop as to them doing the show. So as you can see, an incredible time there, guys. Let's see where we at on time here. Let's get let's see. What is there it is. That's the next thing. So we're gonna show you guys Sundance here next. Let me make sure we're not over on time. Okay, let's go to break really quick. We'll go to break, and then on the other side, guys, we'll show you guys some of the hit spots around Provo, some of the things they had me do. They obviously. Oh shoot, was it was it not sharing the screen the whole time? Oh no, that sucks. Okay, well, I didn't realize that. I thought it was sharing the screen. Um, let's try that again. Sorry, guys. Of course, I guess what it has I have to do is hit whole screen on here. Um, let's try that again. So we'll go back. We'll go back through BYU TV a little bit, and I'll just kind of fast forward through. But we hadn't got to any of the hit spots here yet. This is the producer from BYU TV. It's unfortunate you guys couldn't see that. I do apologize for that. I hit share the screen, but apparently you have to hit the whole screen, and it just didn't do it. So I do apologize. That's unfortunate, man. But we can't just dwell on it. We have to move on. So this is BYU TV, which I know you guys didn't see a lot of that because it was early in. So we'll go to break and then come back and start there because I made a mistake, which is unfortunate. Let's go to break. And this episode of Locked On West Virginia is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at Peloton. And look, with Peloton, it's pretty interesting. Shaping the future of fitness with the brand Peloton Cross Training Thread. Powered by the Peloton IQ, it's their most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors. This is training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach peak performance. I love how the Peloton IQ system offers real-time strength coaching, and it actually tracks your reps, suggests the right weights, and corrects your form, making every rep safer and smarter. So let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward, and explore the new Peloton cross-training thread today at onepeloton.com. Thanks, Bean Magnet, for the super chat. I didn't realize. I'm really sorry you guys didn't get to see that for a few minutes, and that's unfortunate, man. So whenever I'm sharing the screen like that, it takes this screen away. So I had no idea that that was happening. So it seems like you guys missed about 6 minutes there. Oh well, I can't keep dwelling on it. Let's move over to back to the entire screen share here, and we'll get back over to. All right, so this was BYU TV. I mentioned to you Dave McCann and company as Darren Jordan. So we'll start you here when we walk into BYU TV. So that was that meeting there. And then I told you guys also about meeting Mr. Dave McCann, who we spoke to for a few minutes. He talked about Brad Paisley and stuff. So he name drops Brad Paisley on me right away. So he already knows a more famous Mountaineer fan than me, which was interesting. But this was a cool thing to actually watch the show happen, which is this right here. So that was awfully fun doing that. And now we'll take you guys into the next part of the video. That's all you missed from earlier. So it was just the BYU TV thing. So we'll go from that to some hit spots in Provo, which were really awesome. We'll start with Sundance, which is it's encased up in the mountains. It's the elevation. It's about between 4,000 and 6,000, I think, feet up. So this is that right there. And I was struggling up in the elevation. Oops. Okay. Sorry. Let's start here. So this is Sundance, which is a really cool spot, man. I enjoyed it. Looks like the sound's maybe not synced up, but this is what it was. Really awesome place. I was able to meet Jay Catch here, who hosts Locked On Cougars. He's obviously an awesome person. Really enjoyed my time at Sundance. Unfortunately, I was struggling with the elevation so much that I just didn't get to. I didn't get to film as much there as I wanted, and as we were putting this together, there was some video and some footage of Sundance that I just couldn't get in here, couldn't fit it in here. So I would encourage you guys to look up Sundance and check out a little bit more about it because there's just not a lot here. But we'll move on from there to Top Golf, which was an awesome spot that they took us to. Probably the best view I've ever seen at any golf course. So that was awesome there. We just took a couple shots of it. And the girl that was this is the girl here, that was her and her boyfriend. They were super nice, man. I really enjoyed my time with them as well at Top Golf. But what a view here, man. I mean, it's like whew, knockout, gorgeous place to go. I would encourage anybody, if you're in Provo, to go check out Top Golf for sure. They're around the country, but none has a view like this. I mean, it's just the truth, right? Here's some more driving, and then once you drive through Provo, I mean, everywhere you go, you've got views like this. It's an incredible place. There's the stadium off to the right. But yeah, so the Museum of Art is a place that we went to that I really enjoyed. Um, it was just a lot of history here, and they had so much to look at. And if you're into paintings or if you're into art, they have like 100 years of history here, maybe even more. So that face, but yeah, so a lot of different things to look at the art museum. But that wasn't the only thing that was there. There was also a quilting museum, which we will show you as well. Um, let's get to it here. All right, so there's also and it was the grand opening of it. So thanks to Lee and them to make sure we got to do this because my mom quilts on the side for a living, and these were elite pieces. These are truly the best of the best. There were several people that had pieces in, but I mean, some of them were just exquisite, literally art. I mean, look at some of the patterns on these. So if you're a mom or an older and not all, no, you don't have to be older, but a lot of older people do quilt. So I would highly encourage you to come check this thing out if you're in Provo. It was an awesome place. I enjoyed it because my mom was happy. She really, really enjoyed this. And I think that's what it's called, Piece Together. So yeah, that was an awesome time as well. Then it's called the Nan and EJ Bird Gallery is what they've got it called, and dedicated by Robin and David Lamb. Um, I don't know if that's the lady. I don't know if it's Robin Lamb or not, but I mean, goodness gracious, the lady, she's got her own, she's got her own exhibit dedicated to herself. And I mean, not to herself, but she's got her own visit exhibit. And holy cow, man. This is an awesome place called Ashton Gardens. Gardens. We're going to check it out next. It's the place they took me to. Um, so obviously it was a rainy day when we went there, but it was still beautiful, as you can see. And it's a place that you can go visit. There's a water park area. There is a lot of dinosaur kind of looking stuff. There's a bunch of flowers everywhere. And I mean, you can ride a golf cart, so it's not too taxing on you if you want. And this is what this is. I sped up the footage so we can go through it a little quicker because it's like literally there's a guy with a WVU shirt I talked to. But this is probably an hour's worth of footage that I had to go through just this alone. So like I said, there was over 500 individual clips. It was a daunting task to do this, but I was very grateful to. So, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Being here doing this. Here is a pretty cool exhibit. I think it's of Jesus. But it's one of those spots you go to. It's kind of like at Disney World, like they have those more leisurely spots that you go to. Here is Bridal Falls, which is a big hit spot in Provo. Let me go back here on that a little bit. So, like the big thing about Bridal Falls here is a lot of people get married here, and do different things here. I think, it's an amazing view. I saw people walking up here. Don't ask me how, but they did. I'm not saying I would do it, but there were people up there. I saw them doing it. So it was an awesome spot to go to as well. And the scenery is just it's just everywhere you go. Everywhere you go. And there was a billion things to do. Like way more things that you could ever think about. So this is a place called Black Sheep. I was trying to think of this on Jake Hatch's show the other day. This is Lee, who was basically my go-to while I was there. This is Skyler Beltran, the county commissioner. So like it was awesome being around these dudes. They know a lot of history about the place. And let me just tell you guys, the food here was freaking amazing. I mean, it was amazing. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So, highly suggest Black Sheep as a place to eat. It was my favorite place I ate while I was here, and I got the pork jawed nachos, I believe. So, and they were worth it. They were very good, very good. So, there's that lemonade he was talking about that was brought out by. So they used the nectar from this cactus to make it with it. It was very good lemonade. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff in Utah, and obviously it's a desert city, so there was a lot going on there too. And then here's Brick Oven Pizza. It's another place that I was able to go to and check out. It's a lot of history there, to the point to where people go there. Not saying the food is bad, but there are people that go there no matter what after games because it's tradition. Like it's just a tradition to do it. Like even if you don't really like the food, you would do it, like kind of thing. So, and I liked the food. I'm not saying it was bad. Like I said, very good food. But they've got a cool history. They've got a ranking system. It's how they do their servers, which was interesting, and it's what they were telling me about. And then I kind of went on a tour of a place, which was awesome. And guys, there is so much more footage that I'm still doing and dealing with and sifting through, and editing, and it's just there's a lot more I would like to show you guys on this at some point in time being there. But overall, guys, what the point is Provo is a place where there's more to do than just go to a football game. It's literally a place where people love you to life. They treat you like gold, and live life the way it's supposed to be lived. As a matter of fact, they helped me change my life in a really interesting way. And this is something that I wanted to tell you guys about a little earlier. It's that it's kind of important to me, right? So, as my cat just won't shut up, just won't shut up. Incredible, man. Um, so, one of the things that's been lacking in my life is spirituality, I think. And, you know, although I haven't converted to Mormonism or anything like that, I grew up Christian. And something that going out there, letting somebody see, or me seeing other people that practice these things on a daily basis like that was truly eye opening for me. Everybody in that town lives it for the most part. And it was very obvious by the way you were treated. It's not typical around the country. And so it's led to me have conversations with several people from there, Jake Hatch being one, Obviously, Dave McCann last night had a huge impact on me, a huge impact. And, I think that's a place that I just wasn't doing well in. And if there's anything I could say about Provo, it's that you're going to feel the spirit of God while you're there if you're a Christian. And I don't get, religious or political on this channel really at all, but I do want to point that out. And it's, I ordered a Book of Mormon. I want to read it. At the very least, I want to be open minded. And I think it's important to do that. But my relationship with God, it's gotten stronger since I went there. And I would say that that is the number one thing that you could gain from going there as well. So hopefully you guys don't mind that I brought that stuff up. I'm not here to try to preach at anybody. I'm just saying that, it was an awesome experience, and I can't thank them from Utah Valley, Explore Utah Valley for bringing me there, because it was awesome. It really was. So, I've had some issues with health. I've had some issues with a lot of different things here recently, and the video that I was trying to make, which I'm still going to make. I'm still going to make it. The voiced over part, it's just going to take a little while. And this game come up on me, and I have to own the fact that I didn't live up to the expectations that I set for myself on this. But I do hope the people that were involved with this aren't upset. So it bothers me that I wasn't able to achieve what I set out to. But it is what it is. You have to just accept it and move on, because otherwise I'll dwell on it and beat myself up over it. And hopefully you guys got a good idea of what Provo's about, and there was so much more to show. And I'm going to try to do that. I held some out specifically for later, just because I'd like to show more about it later. I'm endlessly thankful for everything they did for me while I was there. Skyler, Lee, McKenna, or McKella. I can't remember if it's Ella or Enna or Ella, but obviously the people at BYU TV were awesome and everything. So can't thank them enough. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's unconventional, I get it. And there was a part there where we kind of, unfortunately, I was probably just sitting here quiet for a minute. I don't know. But when you're live, things can happen, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Other than that, if you ever get a chance to go to Provo, I highly suggest it. Make sure you explore the Utah Valley like I did, and you won't regret it. We got a game tonight. We're going to be talking about that today. I've got a lot to say on that before we go there. We've still got, 6.5 hours before that happens. So it's like you could go to sleep for a whole day and still wake up and watch the game later. So it's a crazy situation to be in. But thank you guys for letting me tell that story, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be back later, probably within another hour or so, to talk about the actual game. Got some thoughts I want to get out. We'll talk about it then. We're out.